Good morning. I don't know why I'm so formal. Ooh, let me get that out of the way, child. Um, it's around quarter to 6, and I don't know. I'm just feeling compelled to honestly um, speak to an audience that I know isn't in existence yet, but I do believe that they are there for me. So I guess this is just me laying down how I've been feeling and, kind of the things that I've been going through just as a creative, as a queer artist, navigating, Cape Town and Africa and the world, but also my personal feelings as I am evolving, I would say. Um, yeah. So this process hasn't been easy for me at all. The last time you saw me vlogging or doing anything, I guess speaking to the camera or really just having a honest and personal moment was way back then, I think. And I really didn't have the energy throughout the last time that I vlogged to the time now to actually say anything. Honestly, I've been feeling really, I'm going through it, right? Um, in ways that I never expected because I always, I don't know, I just have this thing where I feel like community and, showing up for your community and then just like contributing to, what the community is doing in a whole, to create like a bigger ecosystem of like fruitfulness, right? Is something that I've always wanted to, I push for, and I always like kind of just sit myself back in order to, be in the mission of doing those things, So what currently has been happening is that in some way, my community that I surround myself with or that I choose to be around, um, they kind of cracked in some way, I guess. They no longer have um, or keep the same meaning anymore as things evolve. But I obviously dealt with that in ways that was, I would say, in the only way that I can, which is like really slowly, because as I say, these are things that I feel like purposeful towards an intention, and I really honestly move my body with whatever it is I'm doing, music, friendships, love, anything. I always think of it being like, an ecosystem that can thrive, and I always try to contribute positively as well, in order for that ecosystem to thrive. I know I'm not perfect, of course, and I know that I have also contributed like like, as humans, like we really just um don't always know what we give, that vibe, in our quest for light and positivity. Sometimes that can be interpreted or left for interpretation, but like, or interpreted in a different way, and you should be open to that perception because obviously, girl, come on, you can't just think that this is what you're giving when someone else is receiving something different. You need to figure out that, and I'm always open to having those conversations because if I don't understand what you're saying, trust me, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna be like, listen, what is that? And if I don't feel like your energy is giving off the thing that you're saying, like your words ain't matching your actions, etc., etc., I will let you know. So I'm okay with, someone coming to me and being like, listen, these things that you said don't match up. We can have a conversation about that. But honestly, all of those things have have no time um to, I don't know what exactly to say, but all of the feelings that I'm feeling and all of the conversations that I want to have, this is what I'm saying, is not happening. And I just feel like that could be the death of that type of communities that I'm trying to, hone in on or expand. And the universe is really just telling me, like, you need to focus on your own ecosystem and your own, you know, self, and I guess water your own plants and stuff. So I've really been taking time to try to figure out how I actually do that because, as I say, um, I do come across as someone that is really, about themselves and for themselves and, chooses themselves, that vibe. But honestly, when I ride for anybody. I sometimes even push self back in order to just whatever the mission is. And I always feel like collective missions and stuff like that can obviously create more um a noise necessarily, but impact, and more thoughts and more perceptions, and just could like expand the whole consciousness of what this whole thing is. So I know it sounds like I'm talking in riddles, but honestly, this is just me coming out and saying that I honestly am in a situation where I know that it's been rough, but I think because my prayers has been for the Most High to continue to lead me and to, remove the things that aren't for me, and also just, direct me on my path, as well as, um, yeah, as well as just, you know, let me walk in my purpose and intention, and let me listen to the things that have purpose for me. Let me go to the places that, you know, make me want to be there or learn something or do something of that is impactful. And I know not everything can be like that, but I really choose my life to be that way. Like instances, like I'm honestly just like praying, like, and manifesting and everything that you want to call it, for me to be in line with what my purpose is, and to move in that way, and to be able to hear, like, and see and feel and touch, and all of the many senses that you might get, but also just be in touch with what is meant for me, and know that when I'm there, that this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm like, I want to be in full awareness, because yeah. So there was that lackluster type of energy when it came to my communities, because I kind of don't go into full awareness with them only after some situations happen. Like I let a lot of things slide, and a lot of energies just bypass, and just like, and I feel like maybe where I'm going, I can't really structure myself in those things, because I need to be strong and firm within my beliefs, and sometimes they are kind of, for a community just to push forward the message. I will not fight about what I really honestly just want for myself. If I feel like someone else needs something more than what I do, that's just how I operate like in my soul. But I think honestly, like I say, been praying to move on in ways that make sense, without these communities that like don't really see you, and it's not all just about not seeing you, but there has been crazy things honestly happening within friendships, relationships, family, etc., etc. I'm not gonna call anybody out. I'm not in the mood. This is not a conversation about them. It's not a conversation for them. I hardly even think that they are the people listening to these things, but I do feel like that's where I needed to start in order to move on. I have been working on music, and just doing my big one in the ways that I can, but silently behind the scenes. And as you know, like, I think, I'm not sure what my last vlog was, but it was like a year ago, so you can tell that I really wasn't in the energy. It wasn't really good energy that I was in. But I'm not saying that I'm feeling better right now, but I do realize that I have a job, to communicate and to also impact and to create ecosystems, which I already have done. You know what I'm trying to say? So I need to expand on those thoughts and the things that I need to do for myself. So I'm really just on this day, Thursday. I think it's the 13th August. I'm just here saying hi. Probably wanting to, trying to come back to like a vlogging space, but also music space, because honestly what kept me from vlogging is uh, I'm not gonna vlog and go around. I'm not gonna go around my life like doing things, other, like, that I should be doing for my music type vibe. Like, I'm not gonna pay so much energy into random. I wouldn't say that vlogging is random. I do understand why I'm doing it and I like it, but like, if I have to choose one over the other, then of course music is the main thing for me. And I just honestly was struggling between that type of energy, because I know that I wasn't ready to release music or to come back out type vibe. So I didn't feel like there was any reason for me to vlog. You know what I mean? But now, not that things are changing, but they slowly are. They always are changing, um, and evolving. So yeah, they are actually changing and evolving. So I do feel a little bit better about coming out and speaking to y'all, doing my big one. I think this is the first time I'm doing such an intimate moment. I don't even really care about anything at this point, other than saying what I'm saying to this camera, and I'm pretty sure I didn't make any sense. But if you do resonate in some way, feel me on this one type shit. It's no anything but just like where I'm at type vibes, and I know where I need to be. There's a lot of things that I still, want to accomplish, and like I'm like I'm turning 32. My birthday is on Saturday. It's on the 15th August. Big Leo energy. So I'm feeling really like emotionally like frustrated, and my body and my everything is just feeling so tense. And I think I've cried like a few times, and I did the little bits of those type of things, and I feel like me understanding all of those things, I just want to have this moment to myself, and I guess digitally, to also just be like, what, things are the way that they are. But I know what, like, I know that there's a purpose that lives within me that is greater than my current circumstances, or the expectations of other people, that they have for me. I know I'm supposed to live out something, and I'm gonna do that because it's a prophecy that I feel really like, on my chest and in my soul and in my heart and everything. So, with that being said, I'm honestly revoking my access, because where I'm going right now, I think I need to just be me, because it is currently just me and my partner. And everybody else that is around that shows me love. Like, I'm not acting like I don't have love in my life. I'm just saying, like, I just need it, like, my focus to be me. And so, revoking access, I'm no longer showing up for people that honestly don't show up for me. I'm no longer going to spaces that don't show me love. I'm just not hanging out with no fake ass, phony, you know, bum. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I know I've been cool. I know I've been fly. So I'm gonna get back to being cool and being fly and doing my biggest one. Has taken me a moment to get back to, that realization. But when I look at it, in comparison to the rest of these foes, I'm just like, like, to just do your thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Do your thing, like you been doing your thing type vibe. I think this moment right now, I just have been quiet because I've been preparing, to come out in a way that makes sense, and not just so randomly jumping out and being like, yay, here I am with a song, and then being gone for like months and years or something, whatever. I don't think that is working for me. Because I'm focused on too much things, if that makes sense. And I think it's like I say, my communities and those things. But now that all of those things are falling, they no longer matter that much. And also, they kind of just discarded me from those places, because I speak my truth, and when I'm not really like happy about something, I'm gonna let you know. And not everybody can take accountability for their actions. Not everybody can stand in the paint. Not everybody can say this is what they want, and they not dealing with anything other than what they need or what they want, whatever. And just having open conversations about like where they are at with whatever is happening within their world with other people. I don't think anybody, like, the people that I've been around have been able to have those honest conversations, because I've been open to having those, and I have those. And when I have those, it's always I'm being villainized or whatever the case may be, which I don't mind, girl. I don't mind being the bad guy. I don't. I really don't. Because Girl, you can't squabble. Squabble mean, you know what I'm trying to say? If you really feel that bad about it, if you really feel like that's on your chest, come up and dab me up, how, and then we see, like, we see how this thing is gonna go. Cause trust me, I'm a, I'm a mink and I'm a mop and I'm a bob and I'm a weave. If you too much of me, I'm a, but I'ma get you. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, like that's not the energy that I wanna be having with these communities. And it only, yeah. I'm gonna say too much, and I really didn't want to like be here rambling because I can do that thing, the ramble thing, talk, teta, Um, but yeah, I'm gonna finish this blunt that I'm smoking, and then I'm gonna head out to go get some more ganja, and then I'm gonna listen to the music that I've been recording. Um, I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna just feel my energy, and I hope and I manifest that good things come from the things that I've been working on in the background. That's my main um, prayers, and I also pray that I am able to move forward gracefully, um, let ego take a back step and only let it come through with, like, it makes sense. I am hip hop, I am rap, I am, just to honestly, I am all of those things. So some things do come across very controversial, and I'm not gonna apologize for the mood, the energy, the vibe, and because that's just who I am, and the realness. That's just who I am. I say things like a master, and I do it like you know, like I did it on them, and I, I don't really, fold or like I maybe bend a little bit, but me folding, you know, and I don't follow no trends. I don't do no groupie type vibes. I'm really just like standing thin. So let us move on from where we are at and hope that we can be better, grow, evolve. And I'm praying that, I don't know who I'm high fiving, maybe the light. I'm praying that everything works out for me, musically, definitely, because that's really my main focus and really what I need to work out for me. Because, but also, I'm just saying that I kind of am okay with what has happened, with who I fell out with, and situations that went left or whatever you want to call it. I am great. I'm never picking those things back up because ain't nobody got time where I'm going. I really don't have time to think about those things. What I am thinking about right now though is, the new things that I need to get to, the music that I have, um, just how the most I will show up for me if I keep on showing up for myself, type vibes, and also just my play is show me how good it can get, like on the real. I spoke 18 minutes, and I'm probably just gonna upload it just as is. Ramblings by Lightyear, Lance Lightyear, your favorite queer. Kom deur, soos donne weer. Um, ja man, is nog baie nie, is nie nog min nie, is net wat ek wil sê, ek weet eers of ek sens maak, maar, klaar nog gesê wat ek wil gesê het, so, by die plek. Goodbye.